I think the tiniest inchworm ever is crawling on my knee right now. I felt something there and went to brush it away, but thought, oh, what if it's a little bug? I might hurt it. And sure enough, it is the teeniest, tiniest, ittiest, bittiest little inchworm I have ever seen in my life. And I absolutely love it. I think they're adding new fish into the lake. I think that's how you do it. I am doing okay. I've actually been sitting, oh now I'm shaking so hard, so I apologize if the camera moves around, but I am sitting on the edge of the lake and I've been here for about 20 minutes gathering up all of the wonderful green energy here and trying to get to the point where I can say to you guys, I am doing okay. And I've gotten there and it's been kind of fun, really fun, wonderful. It's been everything I always need to just sit here by the edge of the lake for 20 minutes gathering up the energy that I can, and I don't know what better way to explain that other than gathering up that energy from the moss and the trees and the waves and the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spring day that it is. Because I wanted to be able to tell you guys I am doing okay, and I wanted to be able to say it and mean it. I wanted to mean it. And I think that's what took me so long. And I really am doing okay. I'm watching this beautiful day. There have been amazing little discoveries already just in the time I've been outside by the lake. And I've been reminded again and again and again how much I need this in my every single day life, and how grateful I am that I have learned that I need this in my every single day life, of just being able to come and be out in the green and slow down. I found a roly-poly that you guys saw that really made me so happy and inspired, and it made me want to be able to do a new series that I kind of had in mind, like a tiny green world series or things like that, the tiny worlds, and just show what it's like when you literally get down on the ground. Wow, like literally down on the ground, you guys. Oh my gosh, I looked down just now and you'll never believe what I just found, so I'm gonna show you guys. So look who I discovered literally between my feet, like on the ground, as I'm talking to you guys about wanting to start a new series where I can kind of slow down and show the little discoveries and the little things, the tiny world that is right under our feet all of the time, because I'm personally in love with moss and small things. There's tiny bugs crawling around behind this earthworm, but I think that's really funny that as I'm sitting here, I haven't seen him, and he's been right under me the whole time, and I've been here for about 20 minutes. And as I'm sitting here talking to you guys about starting something like that, he shows up. Somehow that's really, really sweet. Well, he's wiggling along better than I thought an earthworm could, but that's actually really kind of cool. As I'm talking about wanting to do something like that, tiny little earthworm shows up. And you guys may notice that in a lot of the little beautiful scenic shots that I do of just the things I find, I often am I'm often zoomed in on something, and I think that's because sometimes people will look over the whole picture and they're like, hey, look at this temple I'm visiting in another country, look at this big park I'm at, look at the entire like safari zone of the whole zoo, and they don't really slow down and go, yeah, that's amazing, but you'll savor the whole thing even more if you break it down into the pieces. And I mean, maybe they won't, but I know I would. And so that's something I want to do with you guys, and that's just really, off you go, little one, little bugs. That's just really fun that he showed up just as I was talking about that. So that may be something I'll do, because my vlog channel has always been more for my artistic creativity and for just wanting to savor the joy of life. It's not to impress anyone. It's not even for a single person to look at, comment, respond to. My vlog channel feels like a whole different world than from what I do over on the main channel, for a different kind of creation and different kinds of engagement with the world. It's almost like the things I'm making on the vlog channel and the way that I try to savor and create and be blunt and honest and happy and grateful and document my life. In a way, it's like my way of trying to be grateful for the whole experience, to express just what life means to me. And that's my sense of art, and that's what I love about the vlog channel. So it's not meant to like impress anybody. The main channel with all the games, that's a little different. Those are the fruits of my creative work, my behind the scenes work that you guys see here sitting out in the greenery. I used to think this was a privilege I had to earn after I did all my work, and now I'm realizing that my work that I make is creative work, and it's like the creative fruits of a garden that I tend to every moment of my day in my life. My mental and physical and spiritual health are that garden, and the things that I create are a combination of just the video games and the hard work, and then the emotions and the imagination and the personality that I put into each video, which is each fruit. And so it's been a hugely transformative week, not only because of like everything that's gone on in my family. Oh, little Mr. Earthworm's already gone. I wish I would have gotten him wiggling into the wiggling into the mud down by the water, because that would have been cool, but that was really fun. But yeah, it's been a transformative week, not only because of everything that's gone on in my family and the personal losses that we felt, but also because of just realizing how to take care of myself better and flipping it, where the things I produce and the things I make and do, because I make them, because they come from my heart, because they come from my imagination and my creativity, to create those, I have to make sure the garden that grows those things is taken care of. And that means sitting out by the lake watching earthworms crawl around on the ground and not having to justify it or explain it to anyone, to just savor the experience of it. And I'm really grateful for that. There go the fish again. You guys may have seen they added new fish into the lake. I was too shy to ask if I could look into the truck, and they were kind of busy. And it was really funny because they had a big truck that just had all these different compartments filled with water and fish. And then they would open up like one of the compartments and put a drain hole, like a big drain that they would just shoot the fish out of. And they had a big broom, just like you would use to like clean the floor, that they were sweeping the fish into the drain hole with, and out the fish went. And I was just really excited. I got some of that on video, and I was really excited because I've never seen just that, and I thought it was really cool. And I kept thinking how the heron and all of the fisher people who come by, but mostly the blue heron and the turtles and the snakes and everybody will have food now that they've stocked the lake again. So I thought that was real fun. But yeah, the fish have been jumping around, and it's been a week. The funeral for my grandmother, I think, is today. I think that's maybe where everybody is right now in my family. Like, Facebook's been very active because I only use it to interact with them, and it's been a week. It's been a week. And I guess, I don't know, when something like that happens, when something major happens, I think it's normal to want to get something deeper out of it, for it to mean something. But I don't know where that boundary is. My dog dies. My grandmother dies. My family's grieving. My father's heart is breaking. At what point are those things that you're just part of, that they're an experience you're having? And at what point are they something that can mean more to you? I guess what I'm saying is I don't want to sit here and be like, here are the things I learned from my grandmother dying this week, because it was her life, not mine. And it can mean something to me, but I don't know if I'm comfortable enough with feeling like I have some sort of fulfilled whole answer of what her death meant to me to offer up as a pearl of wisdom, because it seems extremely egotistical, like reducing everything she was, which is so much more than what my life is, not because I'm less, but because she was a whole nother person, a whole nother human being with everything that I have in my life, in her life, and different. And it just doesn't feel right to be like, oh, I lost my Tutu Lady, and that made me reflect more on how I need to cultivate my inner spirit, or how I need to just savor the day more, or experience life more, because she was so much more than those things. So I don't have any pearls of wisdom to offer up for how that made me feel, because I don't want to reduce her life to just some cliche little saying of like a little mantra, a little feel good, like, oh, there's deeper meaning in this moment. Because I think it'd also be a bit of a lie. Because before all of this happened, and looking back, it's a little bit surreal to look back at the videos we made just a week before. The week before all of this happened. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was so surreal. Because I was talking about my other grandmother and her death, and realizing that years and years after it happens, years and years after you shared those moments when I was a little kid and she would bake fresh bread, years and years and years after that, you're still figuring out what it means to have lost that person, what it means for them to die, what it means for you to be alive, what it means for you to have had the relationship you had with them. And I'm one of those people who really believes that you should focus on cultivating a better future. You should focus on a positive relationship with people moving forward. But I have to say, it is really surreal to sit here and have this feeling of, after someone dies, no matter what your relationship was like with them at the end, it's amazing how the moments where you were living life up before that have almost more or just as much as an impact as the moments when your relationship with them came to an end, or the years right before that. The things that weirdly enough are touching the deepest parts of my heart on all of this are actually memories of when I was a little kid, and those have nothing to do with the relationship that I had with my grandmother, my Didi in this case. Not my Tutu, but both of them, I guess. But the memories I have of being a kid and them being my grandmother's have nothing to do with the relationship we culminated when I was an adult and they were my grandmother's. But somehow those memories are having such a big impact on me now. And that's really weird, because when it comes to the people who are still alive in my life, my mother, my father, Chips, like, I don't focus on what happened with them. I don't think on like the good or the bad childhood memories, because you're engaged in working on cultivating your current and future relationship with them. And that's really a healthy thing when you're trying to make sure you don't hold grudges and you try to grow together. But I guess I never realized that after the growth is done, after there's no more active exchange of a relationship between two people, then even those really old memories come back and mean something totally different to you. Even when that person was alive and you put them to the side because you're cultivating like a better future together. I guess I thought it meant that the not so nice memories would go away forever or cancel out somehow. That's not the case. And that, I won't say that concerns me, but it definitely humbles me. Because sometimes when you make a mistake, you can really feel like, oh, I'm just going to do better next time. And I guess you feel like you're absolved from the mistake you made when that happens. Like it won't come back. It won't affect anybody afterward. But I'm finding that it will, and it does. Not in the way of holding you back from when you're alive, but man, there's some ramifications for after you die. I probably didn't make any sense there, but it just felt like something I needed to kind of say. Because it's really going to make me toe the line and keep my head up and work harder at being the person I want to be now. And realize that whatever memories I make right now, even if I make a mistake, even if emotionally the other person is able to move on and work with me and we develop a better relationship, those memories are still there, and one day they'll come back. And it may be after I'm gone and can't do anything about that. So I better work really hard to make good ones now. That's how I feel. Not pearls of wisdom from losing my grandmother. Just thoughts about living, I guess. But yeah, I'm doing okay. I may seem a little more subdued than usual, but I'm grateful and happy. I'm sitting here in the forest with the moss. I'm finding tiny, beautiful discoveries. And I'm loving life. So I'm just going to do some more of this, I think. I've been sleeping a lot. I've been gentle with myself, because who knows how grief works, and sometimes it's weird, and sometimes it's predictable. So I'm not sad, and I don't need condolences, and I'm doing well. And I'm just kind of focusing on plunging my hands into the things that feel green and good, and like I am creating, and like I can replenish some of the joyful energy that I want in my life back in. And man, I hope you guys have something in your life that makes you feel that way. I don't know if it's going to be sitting on a bunch of moss watching earthworms crawl around next to a lake like it is for me, but whatever it is that you guys have that can just give you that undeniable replenishment of energy that you need to sustain joy and gratitude and peace in your heart, I hope you can find it. It's the most powerful thing I've done in my entire life, is just accepting that that's what sitting out in the forest is for me.